Hello, welcome back to Wicked Whimsy. Today we are going to be talking about top 10 horror characters, specifically villains, who have probably smoked weed. Now, I do not condone the use of drugs at all. That's a disclaimer for YouTube. If any YouTube moderators watch this shit. But let's get into it. We're starting with number 10. Terence Fletcher from Whiplash. Now, if you don't think this movie is a horror movie, go back and watch it again. It definitely is pretty spooky. There's not a lot to be said about this guy, except that he probably partakes in the shake every now and again. But it is going to be a pretty rare occurrence with this guy. That's why he's at number 10 and not at number 1. But yeah, whenever he's not throwing chairs at people's heads or playing jazz, he's probably considering a joint or two, you know? Moving on to our next one, we have Michael Myers. Now, this guy has already got like a pretty chill demeanor about him, especially when it's not October 31st. He just kind of hangs out. Even when he's like out killing people, he's like relatively chill about it. He kind of just like walks after them. So maybe this isn't the type of guy to smoke all the time, but I could definitely see him smoking just to like chill out his anticipation for October 31st. You know, he's coming home that night, so he's got to chill out beforehand, get prepped and ready. This guy definitely smokes every once in a while. Number 8 is Pamela Voorhees. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, Micah, Pamela Voorhees hates drugs and sex. And I would counter, she's just projecting. Like, you're really gonna blame your son's death on some camp counselors? Where were you, bitch? Probably smoking weed and having sex. Number 7, Freddy Krueger. Now, this one is canon. He does turn into a worm and smoke weed with a guy at one point, but this isn't something I see Freddy doing like all the time, just when like the opportunity arises, you know, to fuck with somebody. So Freddy smokes weed for sure, but just like the people above him, definitely not all the time. Number 6, Dr. Facilier from Princess and the Frog. This guy definitely uses green means to convene with his friends on the other side. An actual quote from this guy is that freedom takes green, and we all know what he's talking about. Honestly, I couldn't agree more. Number 5, the Wicked Witch of the West. She literally smokes so much weed that her face is green. She only wants Dorothy's shoes because they're shiny, and high people really like shiny things. She's got a classic case of flying monkey brain. And yeah, she's like a little uptight, but that's why she needs the weed, you know? It chills her out a little bit. When she's not trying to murder Dorothy and her friends, she's probably smoking weed with the monkeys. Number 4, the Babadook. This guy just has a bad case of social anxiety when he's high. That's why he's always hiding in the shadows. And this guy 100% consumes the plumes because he's always super twitchy. And everybody knows the T in THC stands for twitchy. Moving on. Number 3 is Oogie Boogie. This man's lair looks like a person's room after they discover that the D in LED strip light stands for Devil's Lettuce. Like, outside of killing Santa Claus or wanting to kill Santa Claus, this guy seems pretty chill. He just kind of sits in his lair and gambles. Can't complain. Definitely smokes a lot of weed. He's literally green for like 50% of that movie. Number 2, Black Phillip from The Witch. Now, spoilers if you haven't seen The Witch, but this guy is literally the devil, so he invented weed. Whenever he's not being toxic and tearing families apart, he's chilling with his homies in the woods, playing Stuffy Bunny with Canna Brownies. He literally asks Thomasin if she would like the taste of butter, and we know what type of butter he's talking about. Number 1. Now, this one had to be pretty impressive because he beats the devil in number 2. And that is Shorty the Clown from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I don't think that there's been a single moment in this clown's life that he hasn't been high. I mean, look at his head. It's literally inflated from how much smoke he ingests, because we all know smoke goes straight to the head, and if it didn't, you wouldn't be high. That's gonna about do it for my list today. Thanks for dropping by and hanging out, and consider liking and subscribing. It'd be pretty cool. And maybe we could talk about more horror characters getting high. Maybe we can do like Final Girls next time. Who knows? Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.